This is called the admin side of things. So if you want to make more money as an independent artist, here are my 10 steps to do it. Yo, my name is Eric. You saw my dog a little bit in the beginning of the video, but I'm a producer from Paris, France. I go by EDP Beats, and I live in this van here in Hawaii and make all my music here and record cool people. So first thing I do is the exports. So you're gonna have your general masters. Some people have different types of masters when it comes to streaming services, or if they're gonna be selling CDs, or if they want like a vinyl press. There's different types of masters, but there's also a lot more exports that you need to do. If you're sending your songs off to a mastering engineer or a mixing engineer, or you recorded it in a studio, make sure you let that producer know that you need all of these things before you even keep going, because those are really important when it comes to sync licensing and when it comes to opportunities in the future, and you wanna have those locked in rather than just that one WAV file. So the basic ones would be the instrumental version, the way that the song was recorded. So with the beat chops and the pitch downs or shifts or whatever the producer had fun with, make sure you have that instrumental version. Make sure you have the acapella with all the effects on. That's really useful when it comes to remixes. And the combination of both is actually really useful for sync licensing purposes. So when a music supervisor wants to use your song and they don't want this part of the lyrics, or they want to move something over a different type of beat, then they have the possibility to do it, and they can do it. So make sure you have those ready so that you don't ruin some possible opportunities. Other in the exports is all the stems and all the track outs for the instrumental. So the drums, you don't have to have all the separate drums, but as the most that you can have, the better it is. So that 5-6 years down the road, you can still go through that song and you can still recreate if you want to. So make sure to get all of those. As a producer and a recording engineer myself, I always export the karaoke version or the performance version of a song, so that the artists, whenever they want to do live shows, they have the song ready to go in an MP3 version of it, so that they can just plug and play and perform the song with some of the backings in it, some of the cool effects that we put in there and things like that. So I always export a performance version of the song. So exports is the first thing that I do, which takes a long time. 2 is lyrics. Make sure you get the lyrics as soon as you can. All of these steps are even before distribution yet. So even before uploading to SoundCloud or whatever, make sure you get the lyrics. The lyrics are going to be super helpful when it comes to the later steps, when we're pitching to libraries and pitching to blogs and radios. The fact of having those lyrics are really good keywords when it comes to search engines. So make sure you have that all ready and ready to go. So lyrics. Distrokid has a very specific format when it comes to uploading. No all capital letters at the beginning, no punctuation, a bunch of things like that. So I always send out a PDF to the artists, so to let them know, so that when they send me the Word doc with the lyrics, then I don't have to go and like make a bunch of changes and like triple work. So check out the format of your distributor. Make sure you have a checklist on how to write your lyrics and get in the habit of writing the lyrics how it's supposed to be, so you can quickly do a copy and paste. Done. Because we're going to be pasting lyrics all over the place because they're good keywords. 3, artwork. I make sure to have the artwork ready in the proper format for Spotify and all the different streaming platforms. But I go the extra step and I ask the artists or whoever's making the artwork to also give versions for Instagram stories, or the cover art for your Spotify channel or your YouTube channel, you know, different versions. The front side of the EP and the back side of the EP is always a cool little extra to have, especially if you're planning on doing merch. I'm talking about this because I'm about to release an EP called Post-its, and we have this idea, instead of selling CDs, we're going to sell these 4 packs of Post-its, stick the cover art in the front and the back, and with a QR code, and then for like $3 they can buy the Post-it pack and scan the code. It's kind of like an album. So it's cool, it's a cool idea. So make sure you have the artwork for all the different kinds of content and ideas that you want to do further down to promote the song, and that's in the later steps. So 3, artwork. 4, the splits. The splits, I would even try to get that like even before the exports actually, but the splits, make sure you have the full legal names of everyone that worked on the song, which is the songwriters, the producers, the beat maker, the sample guy, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you have all those information. Make sure you have their emails, their contact information. Make sure you have their IPI number and what PRO they're on. So check all of that and make sure you get your splits in, because that's super important. There's a guy walking around the vine, so it's like chilled my vibe, but it's a great view. 5, bio. I always ask the artist to write me like a little paragraph on the project that we worked on or the song that we worked on, like what does it mean to them, what did they try to say behind the song, things like that, so that we can use that to pitch to radios and blogs. So might as well get that in from the start and fresh when the song is just recorded and getting ready to release, because further down the line you kind of like you forget about it, you don't do it, and then you're missing out on a bunch of opportunities. So make sure you have it before you distribute and before you release. A short paragraph on the song and the project, just, you know, to give it a little more peps and a little more artistry. So that's 5. 6, publishing and administration. I get that down before sending off the distribution, because otherwise I forget, and that's how we make most of the income, is from our publishing and the royalties from that. So make sure you get that right. And when I talk about administration, especially if you're an independent artist, you should notice already is to upload to your PRO, Performance Rights Organization, either BMI or ASCAP. Make sure all the other producers, you have that information on there as well, the beat makers, the co-writers on the song, the artists, you know, make sure you have all their PRO information, which should have been in the split sheet at the beginning, so that you can just knock that out real quick. So that's your PRO, BMI or ASCAP, that's Songtrust, and that's Sound Exchange. Those are the 3 main ones to get, so you can collect all of your royalties, international, the performance ones from all over the world. I'll make a deeper video on that, because you can find a bunch on YouTube too, but get into that. If you're an independent artist, you're not on Sound Exchange, you're not on Songtrust, and you're not on BMI or ASCAP, you got an issue. I mean, if you're in the US. 7, distribution. Now we're ready. So we have the lyrics, we have all the splits, we have all the information from the songs. We can just upload it to, I use Distrokid. So I just upload straight to Distrokid. I set the release date. I make sure to change the hyperlink link that they give us at the end. So you can go in there, you can edit it, you can add in that little bio, you can add in the social media links. I go into the credits, change that right away, add in the lyrics, sync the lyrics as soon as I can, and make sure that everything is tight on Distrokid on release date, because otherwise the lyrics might not sync to it and you might have a little more issues down the line. So make sure you upload that as soon as you can so you don't forget. Distribution. 7. Number 8, now that you distributed, you got like 2 weeks or 4 weeks in advance. If you do it 4 weeks in advance, it's better, so that Instagram really has the lyrics on time and on release date, which is really cool. If you do it, I'm slacking a little bit. I do it like 2 weeks in advance, so Instagram sometimes doesn't link up at the right time, which is a bummer. But try to do it 4 weeks. It's serious when they say that, 4 weeks. In those 4 weeks time, you can make content, you can take pictures. So think of any cool things that the song represents or the project represents. We have one song called Puff Puff for the Rush. It's about smoking laying down in the bathroom. So we're gonna do like a vertical shot of that, a reel for that. We're gonna make some pictures for that. We're gonna do some different things, how we recorded it in the van, a little bit telling the story behind it. So make sure to get that once the song is still fresh and you're in that waiting period of 4 weeks, because that's going to help out for step 9, which is reaching out to blogs, podcasts, radios, your homies, anyone in the industry that you know that you've met. Make sure to send off an email to them and, hey, I got this project dropping in a week or 2 weeks. This is the type of content we're going to be doing. This is what the song is about. Boom, the little bio. And then you send them a link to the song. It could either be like a very simple private SoundCloud link of the EP with all the information in there and the cover art and all that kind of stuff. But if you want to take it a step further, I use Disco. It's like $10 a month, but it's highly recommended when you're starting pitching to music supervisors, because they can then download the songs right away. All the splits are in the metadata of the song. Keep it in their library or save it on their Disco, and when they go hunting, since we added the lyrics in there and they're looking for something specific, our song might pop up. So definitely get Disco. This is something I'm starting. I had Disco for a while, never really been pushing it, but on this release for DJ Cheese Whiz called Post-its, I'm really going to be pushing that link, that Disco link. So reach out to podcasts, blogs, anyone in your local area, college radios, things like that, talking about projects, and try to get some placements. And the last step is music libraries. So this is a constant kind of thing, but since you have everything written on Disco, you have the metadata ready, you have all the tags ready, you have all the lyrics ready, you have all the splits ready, you have everything. Now you can start pitching to music libraries. So there's a few where you just need to upload and then you're good to go, such as Songtrust and Pond 5. So those are like must be on there, which are more for micro syncs, and you get a little bit of cash from there, but you better, since you do it yourself, do it. But whereas the real money is music libraries, where you have to pitch. So I work with a few. I work with Fine Tune Music, Amazing Tracks. There was Triple Scoop. And those guys have to send out an email every month with the new songs that I did, and they can kind of check it, accept it or not if they want to. Usually it's like an Excel sheet that they have me fill out with like the splits of everyone, all the information of the song, the different versions that I have. I have a clean version, I have an instrumental version, I have the acapella, all that kind of stuff. I have the drums, the bass, I have the bass and the drums. Because some TVs might like certain sections and certain things, so that's why it's important to get the exports right. So you have this kind of raises your chances to get picked for a music library. And yeah, those are my 10 steps when it comes to recording a song. So hopefully I didn't miss anything. If I did, let me know in the comments so I can check it out. And yeah, I gotta take my dog out because it's getting a little hot in here. But peace.
Writing rhymes during fire watch. See my pops in heaven, I'm sipping high as scotch. This is not a drop, it's a gosh darn collabos.